spat upon and struck. Prophecy fulfilled. What kind of person endures humiliation and violence without retaliation? Over 700 years before Jesus, the prophet Isaiah vividly described a moment of suffering. I gave my back to those who struck me, and my cheeks to those who plucked out the beard. I did not hide my face from shame and spitting. Isaiah 56. How does this ancient prophecy find its striking fulfillment in Matthew 26:67? Let's explore the story that reveals both the brutality and the purpose behind this moment. Isaiah's prophecy paints a picture of the suffering servant, a figure who willingly endures unimaginable shame and pain. These words stood as a stark contrast to the image of an earthly king or conquering hero. Instead, they described a Messiah who would suffer not for his own sins, but for the sins of others. Centuries later, this prophecy was fulfilled during the trial and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. After being betrayed by Judas, arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, and abandoned by his closest followers, Jesus was brought before the high priest and the religious leaders for interrogation. They were determined to condemn him, no matter the cost. In Matthew 26:67, we read about the horrific treatment Jesus endured. Then they spat in his face and beat him, and others struck him with the palms of their hands. The religious leaders, who were supposed to uphold justice and righteousness, resorted to acts of cruelty. They spat in Jesus' face, a degrading and humiliating act of disrespect. They struck him with their fists and slapped him, mocking his identity and mission. Imagine the scene. Jesus, the Son of God, standing silently as his accusers lash out in anger and hatred. Every slap, every spit, every insult was not just a physical attack, but a rejection of who he was and what he came to accomplish. Yet, he did not fight back. He did not curse them. He bore it all with unwavering composure and humility. The actions of the religious leaders fulfilled Isaiah's words to the letter. Jesus willingly gave his back to those who struck him and his face to those who spat upon him. His silence was not weakness, it was strength. He knew that enduring this suffering was necessary to fulfill God's plan for redemption. Skeptics may argue that this alignment between prophecy and fulfillment was coincidental or fabricated. But how could Isaiah, writing centuries earlier, predict such specific details about the Messiah's suffering? And why would Jesus' followers, who faced persecution for their faith, preserve such a humiliating account unless it were true? This moment was not just a display of cruelty, it was a profound act of love. Jesus endured this humiliation and violence for the sake of humanity, to bear our sins, to take our shame, and to offer us salvation. The prophecy of Isaiah 56 and its fulfillment in Matthew 26:67 reveal the depth of Jesus' love and sacrifice. He endured unspeakable humiliation to bring us peace and forgiveness. His response to this suffering challenges us to reflect on our own hearts. How do we respond to the one who bore such shame for us? This story invites us to see beyond the cruelty and recognize the purpose behind it. Jesus' willingness to suffer for humanity is the ultimate demonstration of God's love. Will you accept that love today?